Anyhow, I shaved a little bit this morning, and I got this half somewhat done, good enough. I went to do this side, and then it ran out of battery. My shaver ran out of battery. So, since it's the day after Thanksgiving here, and this month is like gratitude month. Gratitude. And so I wanted to talk about gratitude. Like, what does that mean? Well, what does that mean to you? What does the word gratitude mean to you? Does it even mean anything? Is there any reason to be grateful at all for anything? Or does it matter? So this November is gratitude month, because it's Thanksgiving. So I guess, like, to the audience, my big subscribership here, are you grateful for anything at all, or is it all just like fucking everything's just fucking fuck everything, right? So I was gonna review. I'm grateful for stuff. I am. You got to take the good with the bad. I know it sucks. I know it would be better if everything was just bad. If everything was just bad and there was nothing to be grateful for, I know that would be so awesome if it was just everything was bad, right? Well, then we could just complain all the time and be pissed off and ungrateful, and because there's nothing to be grateful for. But unfortunately, we all have to take the good with the bad. I know, damn, man. Fuck that. That's some bullshit. So, just like we have to take the bad with the good in everything, unfortunately, we also have to take the good with the bad. Damn it. So, anyways, gratitude, grateful. I could go on, just like I could look around and look at things I'm grateful for. I'm grateful for this shitty trailer, It's okay. It's good enough for me. I don't care. But I'm grateful that I have gratitude. Think of all the people. Think of all the people who have never really had to struggle. Who've never really had to struggle. They've had everything always given to them. Could you imagine living that? If I always just had everything given to me and I never had to struggle, would I really have gratitude for anything at all? Or would I just expect it and take it for granted? Like, oh, well, that's, you ever heard of that term, affluenza? You should look it up sometime, affluenza. But you ever met a person who is just an ungrateful fucking cunt? You ever met anybody like that? I guess it's hard to judge other people. I mean, like, if somebody actually deserves something and they're not getting it, and then it's finally given to them after it's been neglected, I wouldn't expect that person to show gratitude. I would expect that person to be like, yeah, motherfucker, give me my shit, you fucking piece, I wouldn't expect him to be like, I wouldn't be like judging him like, you ungrateful bastard, when they've been deserving it for like years and years and haven't gotten anything, and they finally get it and they're like, give me my shit, you fucking, you know what I mean? If somebody was like, had deserved, for example, Say somebody worked a bunch and they deserved to get paid and they never got paid. And then finally, like, the money was like, say 2 years later, and it was like fucking $5,000. And then 2 years later, the money gets to him. If it was me, I'd be like, give me my shit, you stupid fuck. I'd want to fucking kill him. And imagine him being like, you ungrateful person, I just gave you $5,000. It's like, yeah, you owe me that for fucking 2 years. You're supposed to pay me 2 years ago, you stupid piece of shit. Like, a person shouldn't be expected to show gratitude in a situation like that. But, on the other hand, if they didn't deserve $5,000 and were given it, they should be, like, grateful. You ever met a person who was ungrateful, where they were gifted something like $5,000 and they just took it as though they were entitled to it and didn't even show any gratitude at all? They're just like, yep, that's right, that's mine. Yeah. I'm grateful to have gratitude, whatever little gratitude I may have, you know. One time I was in a line at a grocery store, and it was in a black neighborhood, right? And I was in line waiting to pay for my shit. And there was a guy right in front of me, in the line right in front of me. And he's a black dude, and he's just going on and on about how white man was keeping him down and everything. It's the white man, right? Just like it's the Jays. The same argument as it's the Jays. Only this guy was black, and of course it's the whites. It's the whites. And so he's making a big scene, like just going on and on and on. And everybody else in the line was just quiet and just minding their own business. And he was just wanting to make sure everybody heard how white he had the black man down. You know, kind of like the it's the Jays argument, same thing. And I'm standing right next to him. Like, I'm right behind him. And I'm thinking, is this guy gonna pop? Is this motherfucker gonna pop on me and shit? Right? And then the cashier was ringing people up. And she's this older black lady. And you could tell she was wise. And she kind of was like looking at him out of the corner of her eye as she's ringing shit up. And she didn't seem impressed with this guy at all. And she was black. Nobody in the line did. Everybody was just like wondering, is this guy gonna fucking pop? You know, is he gonna fucking pop? And I'm standing there going, I'm like the only white guy in line, and I'm like going, oh great, here we go. And this guy's just going on and on, just like the JPQ tard, you know. It's the Jays, going on and on, only he's black, saying, it's whites, it's the whites, it's the whites, and he's making sure everybody around can hear him. And that lady, the cashier, she let it go on for about 3 minutes, maybe 4 or 5 minutes at most. Finally, she stopped everything. She stopped ringing up and everything, and she looked at that guy and gave him a cold ass look, and made sure that everybody in the store heard her when she addressed him and said, man, if you ain't struggling, you ain't living. And he shut up real quick. And everybody was just like, this lady just fucking put that dumb motherfucker in his place, like, bam! And he shut the fuck up right there. If you ain't struggling, you ain't living, motherfucker. And this is a woman, a black woman. Basically, telling him, man, shut the fuck up, you fucking crybaby piece of shit. Man, if you ain't struggling, you ain't living. We're lucky that we're struggling. Look at all those people that they never have to struggle a day in their life. I mean, yeah, sure, that sounds good. And you know, I mean, we would all like to. But if they've never experienced struggling at all, that sounds like a really boring life, you know? You know, like when you watch a movie, usually a good movie, the protagonist is struggling with something. There's some challenge that the protagonist is facing, and the protagonist has to overcome all these obstacles, you know, a struggle. The protagonist is facing a struggle. Most good movies is like that. And oftentimes the antagonist is an ungrateful fucking cunt who's never had to struggle a day in his life and is just making problems for everyone else. And that's the challenge. That's the struggle with the protagonist. And that's what makes it an interesting movie. That's what makes a protagonist an interesting character. You know, salt to the earth kind of shit, you know. And it builds character. Struggle builds character. You know? And everybody struggles. I mean, you know, well, not everybody, but you know, but you know what I'm saying. Like I could talk about how I lived on the street for 10 years or whatever. Dude, there's people that live, you know, people from all walks of life that struggle. There's people from all walks of life that struggle. And who's to say that theirs is less than mine? I don't know nothing. I know very little, you know. But anyways, it's real easy to complain and be ungrateful and just look at how everything is wrong with the world. It's easier to do that than it is to acknowledge that I have things to be grateful for. It's humbling. It's humbling to acknowledge that I have things to be grateful for. Like if I want to be a negative Nancy and a cynic, which I love cynicism. I love being a cynic. And it's a cynicism is healthy to a point. You know? And so because I love cynicism, it requires humility for me to acknowledge the good. Because with cynicism, I often like to focus on the bad. And the thing is, you have to take the good with the bad. And as a cynic, I understand if you're a cynic, man, that's rough times, bro. To have to take the good with the bad, that's rough for a cynic. That isn't easy to do. But unfortunately for the cynic, you gotta take the good with the bad, man. So we're at the end of Gratitude Month. We got like 1 or 2 more days left, right? Today's Black Friday. I would suggest everybody listen to Megadeth's song Black Friday, the original version, not the remastered version. I did. I listened to Megadeth's Black Friday this morning. That's one of the first things I did when I woke up. I was gonna fucking post it to my channel, but nobody watches. If I post a song, nobody watches it. Like if I post a music video, nobody watches it. So I'm not gonna post it. But today's Black Friday. And there's 2 days left in the month of November, and then we're off into December. And yeah, it's the season. It's the season of giving, right? I wanted to do a video on that. Like, think about the word giving or to give. What does that mean, to give? What does that mean? It's interesting. Anyways, I'm just rambling about a bunch of bullshit, so I'll turn it off.